Hello, welcome to the Toolshed by Schedule Engine. We're so happy y'all joined us today. And a heartfelt thank you to all our friends and technicians that commented and shared and liked our post. Eddie and I are super thankful for that. And our friends over at Emerson, we'd like to thank you for your continued support and sponsoring this episode. And speaking of friends, I want to introduce you to my friend from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Eddie McFarlane.
That must be the Scottish Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. There's me and the Proclaimers are in it. So, hey, welcome. Good morning, everyone. It's good to see you. All right. What are we talking about today, Jerry?
Hey, we're going to talk about system thinking today. It's our second principle, and we want to share like a system with you today.
All right. So, second principle, systems thinking. What did we talk about yesterday? Why don't we jump in, start there?
Man, we had so many people reach out to us and say Marlin's Law was fantastic yesterday, and like they loved it. They know Marlin, or they said, hey, telling the truth is really good. We got tons of comments from people saying, hey, we're gonna be a good doctor today. And so I'm super excited about that. Marlin's famous today.
Marlin's famous.
And we want to thank you for that. One thing that we got was a comment, and I want to change hats today. Our friends at Airtron sent me a hat, and I said, hey, if you send me a hat, I'll do the same for your company. But our friends at Airtron sent me this hat, and Danny, the service manager, said, hey, be a good doctor, and Marlin's Law was so impactful that he was going to share that with all of his technicians today in their service meeting. So that's one way you can really use the tool shed, and so we're thankful for that. Hey, I want to give a shout out to one of his technicians, Chris Stapleton, maybe the nicest guy you've ever met, and customers love him. If you want to learn something from a technician, Chris Stapleton's your guy.
Not the Chris Stapleton, obviously.
No, he has short hair and can't sing.
That makes two of us. All right, so yesterday was Monday, and we had some fun with memes. Today is Tuesday, and here at the Tool Shed, that can only mean one thing. Let's look at the wall of shame and some pretty, well, I'm just going to say it, crappy installs. All right, I'm an HVAC guy, and while my background was a service tech and installers would kick me off the job, I'm pretty sure, look, if this was you, take your tools and just go home. For shame. That's a nice, I think they call that a custom riser. That is awful. One for the HVAC guys there. What else we got? Oofed. Let me see it.
That's a nice chair.
Yeah. Let's take a look at the next one. Oh, you know what they say? It's important to be energy efficient. You know, I learned that stuff out west is called pookie. Not to be confused with poke, which would be a different meal, but airtight is, that's awful. You can go home too. What about else? We got any other trades there?
We design with mastic in mind.
Wow. Okay, this may or may not be a live shot from under my sink. We made that comment. Well, I made that comment about plumbers. A few of my plumbers reached out to me yesterday and put me on notice. This is not their work. This is awful. If you're doing it like this, you're doing it wrong. Let's see one more. Whoa! All right, so, we tend to make fun of electricians in the trades. Don't know why, but if this is your panel, go upgrade your fire insurance.
That's a hot mess.
You know who doesn't do crappy installs? Yesterday I talked about Tony Trapp, and I fluffed the name. I called it Tri-Valley. It's actually Upper Valley. We got a picture of his class there. Now look at this. A lot of times we talk about the trades, like the future, and it's hard to get good people. Listen to this, Jerry. 10 of the young people in that picture are they work 2 weeks in the field, come back, do 2 weeks in the class. Tony and Upper Valley have an incredible program there, supported by local contractors. So here's the deal, like, if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the
problem.
Right, so contractors everywhere, get involved with your local trade school. Let's secure the future. And these are real shifts. Like, it's not like showing up, like full shifts, just like everybody else, 2 weeks. Man, when I see stuff like that, I feel pretty good about the future.
High school kids.
High school kids. You said it yesterday.
Hey, what was that story you told me about one of their guys?
Oh, they had a young gentleman do similar work experience. By the time he graduated, not only did he not have college debt, not only did he have a job, not only did have his own van as a lead tech, he actually had some pretty good shekels in the bank. Can you imagine graduating high school, nice little cushion of cash and a job? That's the way to do it, and that's what the trades are all about, man. Quit telling your horrible stories at the family barbecue. There's more going on in the trades than late nights and angry customers.
He's in on the secret.
He's in on the secret.
Hey, the trades are cool. It's a good career.
All right, yesterday, or this morning actually, you were telling me about a story. Let's jump into today's main thing. You were talking about a story with your little daughter, Lucy. Hi, Lucy.
Hey, yeah, really, like, we're going to talk about system thinking today, and really, and having a system and having a plan. And so she was about 4 years old, and you should have a plan at home. And so we had planned to go to the park.
Right on.
And she was about 4 years old, and we were walking down the sidewalk, and it was just vivid to me. The sun was shining in toward us, and it was just super duper cool. I'm like walking down the sidewalk really slow. She reaches up and grabs my hand. I see her reach up, and I know she's going to say something, and she says, "Daddy, here's the plan. We're going to do the seesaw, then we're going to do the slides, and then we're going to do the swings. Dad, that's the plan."
Wow.
And now if a 4-year-old can have a plan, I think we should have a plan when we run a service call.
Right on. You know, when I think about people having a plan, we'll talk about who those are. But you know, all systems are good, and we're gonna share a system. But today, if you're watching, your company probably has a way they want you to run a call. There's probably, I mean, if you don't have one, Nexstar. Incredible organization. They have an incredible way of running calls. Some of the bigger chains and conglomerates and franchises, they all have a system, and your boss has probably talked about a system. If you don't have one, we're going to give you one. We've got the Rollins method. It's simple. At the end of the day, there's only so many ways to run a call to make sure you're successful. But listen, if you don't know where you're going, every road will get you there. So that's why you got to start with a good plan in mind. And we're going to talk about them. Here's the thing, man. You don't need a plan for the easy calls. You need them for the tough one. The trouble is, you don't know if it's a tough call when you start. Like, hey, if you ever start, let's just practice.
We can practice. Let's do, somebody commented yesterday, said, let's talk about when you go to a house and the customer's on the phone and he won't get off the phone.
That was Adam.
And lots of people are working from home now, so this is a real thing, and we want to work on the difficult situations. So this is one of them.
Sure.
And so I'll be the technician if you want to be the homeowner.
Yeah.
So we knocked on the door, and the customer comes to the door, and he's on the phone. Here, play on the phone.
Okay.
Hey, how you doing? Hey, is it okay if I come in?
Basement's down there. I'm a little busy.
Can we just take just a minute to have a 2-minute conversation? It could save us some time at the end of the call.
Hey, Jim, do you mind if I call you back? I got the furnace guy here. Yep, I'll call you right back.
Okay, so listen, that was like the easiest one ever. Like everybody's saying, well, that's not hard, Jerry. That's not hard. Let me play.
All right,
let me play. Here,
right.
wait, watch this. All right, so I'll be the homeowner.
Okay.
Oh, hey, how you doing? I'm on a conference call, and I'm super important, and I'm busy, and I'm on a call. Are you still? The furnace is in the basement. And I'm important.
Do you have 2 minutes? It's really important to me that you get your money's worth today.
I do have 2 minutes.
Okay, just two questions. What do you want me to do if I happen to see anything that I think could be an issue for you, your home, or your family?
Well, I hope you don't find anything wrong.
I probably won't. We're here all the time, and we take care of your system. I'm sure it'll be fine. How would you like me to handle it, though?
If you do, just come get me if you find something that's wrong. I need to be concerned about.
Sure. Last question. You mentioned you're busy. If you happen to be on the phone, how would you like me to get hold of you?
It's okay. It's a boring call anyway.
I promise I won't bug you if I don't need to, but I just want to make sure you get all the value of what you're investing in today. Thanks again for choosing us. We know you got a choice, and I'm going to get started. Thanks again.
Okay, thank you.
So,
hey.
Yeah, here's the deal. Customers don't do this every day. We do. And I know when I was a younger tech, I would do this thing where I'd go in, they'd be off. I wouldn't. You've got like literally 30 seconds to try and pattern interrupt. And it's not about being mean. The customer isn't being mean, they're just being busy.
That's right.
And you don't need to be aggressive about it, but stand your ground. This is where, like, you talk about fixing your face. That's good news for some of us, bad news for others. My mother used to say I had a face for radio. But like, this is where you fix your face, just stand your ground and politely remind them, look, they're spending a lot of money. Let's get them all the value. And so we know what's going to happen. As a professional who has a system and an end in mind, I'm going to call the system because I believe there's going to be there's a system in every call. It's either yours or the customer's.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure.
What would you say? Any last reminders?
What I would say is like it's important to tell that customer, like, we're dealing with a gas furnace. It could be carbon monoxide. It could be, the safety of your family is important to me, and it should be important to you. And we're dealing with the largest investment, which is your home, the largest investment you'll ever make. And so you should take good care of it. And I'm only going to be here for just a little while today.
Jerry, if you were to break down running a call in five steps, I think is what you've got to do. What would you say the most important steps to make sure you hit? You can certainly more or less, but what would you break it down to?
Yeah, so we broke it down to five steps of a service call, and really we try to make it just as simple as possible. So if you don't have a system, here's a good system for you. And so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get ready. Right on. We're going to get ready for the call. We're going to get ready to go run that call. Secondly, we're going to say hello. At some point,
it's just manners.
You have to say hello, and we're going to teach you how to do this.
You do,
right? Yep. And then we're going to discover facts. And the third step is discover facts. And really, that's all about Marlin's Law.
Yeah, right on.
Like, it's just the truth. And then we're going to share solutions to those facts. And so that's step 4. And then we're going to review what we did.
Yep.
And then we're going to ask for a review. So 5 steps, super simple, repeatable, trainable.
Yep.
And we're going to break all of those down next week at the Toolshed. We're going to spend one day on each of those, and you're going to love it. We're just getting this train rolling.
Yep. Again, if your company has a system, run that one. But like, a simple system is better, deployed is better than a great system that you don't take into the call. And we see too many people running on autopilot and blaming customers, right? So that's the steps. Here's what I got religion, right? Like, I'm going to unpack it for us. You know, a couple of years ago, I saw this 5-minute YouTube video, and it was all about checklists. It's from a book called Checklist Manifesto. Go ahead and check it out if you've got time. Here's what I thought. When I thought amateurs needed checklists and systems. I thought, it's good for the new guy. I'm glad he's got, but I've been doing this a while. I don't know if you know this about me, Jay. I've been doing this a while. I can do this. And what I learned from that TED Talk actually was that, you know who uses checklists and systems?
Professionals.
You said it, man. Professionals. People building skyscrapers have checklists. Architects, engineers, professional athletes. They don't go in the field without a plan. Special forces, they all have it.
Pilots.
Oh, man.
Man, sometimes I'm on a plane and I'm sitting there and I kind of lean over and I see them doing their checklist. And every once in a while they'll say, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a little bit of a delay. We got a door that won't close. And I'm thankful that they have a checklist because I'm sitting next to the door.
Right on. Right on. You know, this talk, he mentions doctors use it. And in emergency rooms that, operating rooms that had a checklist, they found that complications dropped by 37%. Get this, fatalities dropped by 47%. If there was a medicine out there that saved lives, almost 50%, you'd think that would be headline news. Listen, we know you're not brain surgeons, but the news flash, use a checklist. So let's take, why don't we give the final impact?
Hey, the moment of impact is today, when you're running a call, make sure you're using a system, your system, our system. Just get a plan and run that call with a plan.
That's it.
And because loose wires start fires, right?
Well, it's 1 call, 4 calls. Use your system on every call today. Let us know how it goes on. So that's it. Jerry and I do have day jobs, but we'll pop into the Facebook group. Invite your friends. Adam's getting a hat for suggesting the one for today. He was a good doctor yesterday, and let us know about it on Facebook. Jump in the group. It's SE Toolshed on Facebook. Subscribe on YouTube. So it's the Schedule Engine YouTube. That's it. Join us again tomorrow. We've got another episode. hundreds of people just like you looking to keep the learning continuing here at the Toolshed. Thanks and have a great day. Jerry?
Hey, always remember, be good.
And do good. Cheers.
Thanks a lot. See you.